This Road to Prosperity video is sponsored by Vandergraaf. Visit vandergraaf.com to learn more about how their advanced drum motor technology reduces maintenance costs while delivering reliability and longevity for belt conveyors operating in the harshest of environments.
George, you touched on volumes and how those are pretty healthy. They're keeping tabs and curious about what the U.S. Geological Survey is going to be putting out there. The IIJA funding, I feel like we're in waiting mode, waiting for these funds to come out. I feel like maybe there's some development and change there. What sense do you have on how IIJA funding disbursement is at this point, and what impact is it having, if any, at this stage?
Yeah, sure. So I think it's difficult to exactly pinpoint the source of funding for a lot of projects. There are a few that you can tie exactly to IIJA. A lot of it is kind of a blend of state and federal funding, or the federal flowing into the state. So a lot of what we're going to say in this to answer this question is a little bit water cooler. I don't know that you can point to these big projects, but what we're hearing is that the funding is now starting to flow. I think the big bottleneck was they got handed all this money, and then you had a labor shortage, not over only who could do it, but also the engineers who could lift the work, and kind of the planning and all the bureaucracy and work that goes into getting the work out. I think that is starting to loosen up, and we're seeing the funds flow. And I think that additionally, a lot of the grants that are kind of above the baseline funding we talked about, they are being allocated. Now, some of them are going to projects like rails and things like that, ports. You've seen a lot of announcements about things there. Still drive the construction materials industry, not as much as maybe highways do, but still big players. And I think you're going to start seeing kind of both sides come together, and the money, especially in 24, really start to be seen.
Yeah, and the only thing I'd add to that is labor, right? At the Departments of Transportation, when this IIJA Act passed, the challenge was, how are we going to get the work out? How are we going to hire the engineers in the market, whatnot? That is, they're getting their feet on the ground and moving now on that. On the customer side, for the aggregate producers, their labor's a bottleneck. Asphalt paving contractors can't put crews together with qualified labor. Ready-mix concrete companies can't find the drivers. So you're finding people at capacity in many regards. So while we would love to see more IIJA money out there, capacity from a labor standpoint is also a restriction.
Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Prosperity video. To learn more about how their advanced drum motor technology reduces maintenance costs while delivering reliability and longevity for belt conveyors operating in the harshest of environments, visit vandergraaf.com.